Okay, so today is Wednesday, the day of Mercury, at the hour of Mercury, which is 3 p.m. So I'm gonna bless and charge. I'm sorry, it's very hard to open with one hand, but I'm gonna charge and bless this silver Cimaruta. Okay, I'm gonna bless this with the energies of Mercury for a client. And the full moon is Friday. So I'm going to start today definitely, and I'm also blessing and charging this Tetragrammaton. Sorry. Really beautiful. I don't know if you can see it in the video. This is an amulet for protection and for healing. So I'm definitely doing this for a client today. So this is just me of how I charge and energize amulets. Again, today is Wednesday, the day of Mercury, the god of magic, the opener of ways, and the hour of 3 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to set over my building where I live. So I'm just going to charge these during this hour, and also with the energies of the sun of this hour, and also charge them on the night of the full moon for my client. See if you can see that. It's really beautiful. It's silver. It's really hard to get it, so that it's gorgeous. So when you work magically and spiritually, each person likes to charge, baptize, bless, and infuse with the energies of an amulet and talisman. Each person does it differently, and this is the way that I do it. I'm not really going to show you. I like to use, if you see right there is the, here's a candle. I'm going to move the candle for 1 second. But here is the, I don't know if you can see it, the Cimaruta and the charm. And I like to bless it and charge it with the energies, the 4 basic energies of the universe, which is earth, air, fire, and water. And I like to charge it and bless it. I already charged the energy from any negative vibrations with the sun of the day of Wednesday, which was at the hour of Mercury. Now I'm blessing it, consecrating the amulets for the specific person that I'm going to give it to. Each person does it their own way. This is the way I do it. Not always. It depends on the charm, the amulet, the talisman. I don't always do it this way. It's just depending on the talisman or amulet, how it needs to be prepared, how it needs to be cleansed, and how it needs to be purified. And this felt right for these certain amulets, which is the Cimaruta, and the Tetegramatron. I can't say that word today. Tetegramatron. Okay, so I'm bringing balance with the 4 basic elements of the universe. There's also metal here. This piece of wood is here, represented by the incense, which is burning. So we have all the elements here. We have cornmeal to represent earth. We have holy water to represent, water. So all the basic elements, whether it's Eastern or Western, are represented here to cleanse, purify, and charge these amulets, these talismans, with the basic energies of the cosmos, of the universe. Okay, so this is going to be, I just want to show you that I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be very curious, since I am blessing these amulets and these talismans for a client, that a lot of people are going to be very curious. Well, this one is very beautiful. Let me flip it over just so you can see it. But I think a lot of people are going to be very curious about this amulet right here and what it symbolizes and what it represents. Now, originally the video was not going to be about this amulet, this talisman, but since I have it here, I am blessing it. I would definitely like to take a moment to focus on this, which is what we call la Cimaruta, or in Spanish, la Cimaruta. Okay, now Cima, so the Cimaruta, or as it's called in Italian, the Cimaruta. Cima means, the word cima means to be on top. It's similar to the Spanish word encima, which is to be above. Okay, so this is a popular charm in not just Italy, but believe it or not, in a lot of Latin American countries. Cimaruta, the word Cimaruta, two different words, means to be on top of a ruda, or to be on top of a root plant. Ruda or ruda is the root plant. And here's a dried ruda plant. And if you ever visit Latinos, this is dried, but if you ever visit Latinos' homes, especially people who have a belief in spiritual or magical traditions, you'll always find the ruda around the house. Sometimes we place it in the front of the house and in the back of the house, and it is for us believed to be the queen of herbs. Okay, so the ruda is considered the queen of herbs, and it is sacred to la Virgen Maria. So each ruda, and you can't see from here because it's dried, but each ruda has 3 stems. Okay, so it usually has that one stick, and it usually has 3 stems that reaches out, and each stem has its 3 leaves or so. And so that represents the Cimaruta, and it represents the 3 phases on this charm or on this amulet. It represents the 3 phases of the moon, waning, which is in Spanish is merguante, waxing, which is creciente, and full moon, which is la luna llena. The Cimaruta is always made of silver, okay, because silver is the metal of the goddess, the most sacred metal of the goddess, while gold would be more of a masculine energy. Silver is more of a feminine energy and sacred to feminine goddesses. The Cimaruta, okay, usually protects. A lot of people think that it is a charm to protect or to ward off witchcraft, when in actuality the Cimaruta or the Cimaruta protects from el mal de ojo, or what we call the evil eye. And a lot of people, believe it or not, you do not have to be a witch or a brujo. Trying to get the not to be blurry, but a lot of people think that you have to be a brujo to throw the evil eye. Believe it or not, one of the first persons that ever throws anybody the evil eye usually is usually a family member, an aunt, a mother figure, and usually Latino. When we're born, when we're children, you will notice that little Latino babies, Puerto Rican babies, Mexican babies, we put a mano de azabache to protect from el mal de ojo, or la envidia, evil eye and envy, that usually comes from family members, people who are close. So the Cimaruta is similar into that sense of that charm that we use in Hispanic cultures. And believe it or not, mal de ojo, or la envidia, the evil eye, often comes from a close family member. In Spain, there's a similar, in old or ancient old Spain, there was a similar. A lot of people think that the Cimaruta or the Cimaruta is strictly Italian, when in actuality, in ancient Spain or in old Spain, there was a similar charm, which was called the Cinco Seimao, I think it was, the Cinco Seimao, which was also, if you saw the Cinco Seimao, or if it's an amulet that has died, and hasn't been used in a long time. But the Cinco Seimao is very similar to the Cimaruta. in the sense that if you see a cinco seimao, it's usually a sacred heart, okay, usually a silver sacred heart, which is the, you know, the heart with the flames being the sacred heart of the Virgin Mary. And on the sacred heart of the cinco seimao, you'll see two arrows piercing the cinco seimao. And usually there's 5 charms around, or, you know, dangling from the cinco semao, and usually it's a pentagram, a pentacle, a mano de azabache, a figa hand, a crescent moon, a key, a crown of vervain blossoms. Okay, so the Cimaruta, let's get back to the Cimaruta. The Cimaruta is the symbol of the moon goddess. Okay, the moon goddess Diana. And now, you know, in modern times, in a lot of Latino traditions, we use it as a symbol of La Virgen Maria, or Madonna, la Reina del Cielo. And often in the Cimaruta, you will see charms. Usually the Cimaruta, the way it's made right here, it's similar like that. It's usually made with charms, which what we call in Latino cultures milagros. Okay, these charms right here are called milagros, and you will see them in Hispanic culture, Hispanic cultures, Mexican cultures, Puerto Rican cultures. Those little charms are called milagros. Okay, it's what those, you know, little charm bracelets, and you have those little charms that dangle. We call those in the Hispanic culture milagros. And a Cimaruta, or the Shimaruta, usually has 7, 5, or 3, no less than 3, but it usually is like 3, 5, or 7. And usually they're all symbols of the goddess, or the moon goddess. And so, you know, like, let's say if you see a frog, which right here you're going to see a frog, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to give you different associations of different goddesses. Right here, this one has got like 5 or 7, I think, different kind of charms on this one. But like I said, some of them run up to having 9. Okay, it's never an even number. It's usually odd numbers, which is a number of blessings. But each symbol here represents an aspect of an ancient goddess. So while me looking at a frog, which is right here, that to me represents like the Taino goddess, or the Taino semi Atabeira, or Atabe. The crescent moon, which is right here, symbolizes Diana. There's no rooster here, I don't think. Maybe, no, there's no rooster here, but the rooster would be the Hindu fertility goddess Bahuchara Mata. And the rooster, a lot of people think, well, the rooster is a masculine energy. Well, actually, the Hindu goddess Bahuchara Mata usually rides a rooster, and the rooster symbolizes or represents innocence. Often on a Shimaruta, you will find a dagger. Daggers are symbols of the moonbeams, or rayo de luna, as what we call it in Spanish. And a goddess, or a loa, or a spirit, a feminine energy that I can think of for daggers would be like Sulidantor. The key, which right here, let me see if there's a key right here somewhere. I thought there was a key on this one, but the key would represent like a lady of the crossroads, whether it be Hecate or Oyayansa. A blossom, or a blossom flower, would be vervain blossom flower would be symbol of Kalima. The fish, which I don't see a fish here, is also a symbol of Madre Yemunja, or Madre Yemaya. A rabbit, sometimes you'll see a rabbit. A rabbit is a symbol of Ostara. A snake would be symbol of Santa Marta, la Dominadora, or Aida Wedo. A mirror, sometimes you'll see a mirror, or a hand mirror, that symbolizes, you know, Oshun, a heart, Metresili, or Our Lady of Sorrows. Sometimes you'll see in a Shimaruta a rose, and the rose is a symbol of Tonantzin, Guadalupe. Some use it for what's that lady, La Santísima Muerte. An owl would be, you know, sometimes you'll see an owl on a Shimaruta, and that would be the Greek goddess Athena. A dolphin would be the Roman goddess Salacia, and sometimes you will see even a hand hanging from a milagro of a hand hanging from the Cimaruta, and the hand is a very sacred symbol of many goddesses. It could be the goddess Tanit, Ishtar, Inanni, the hand of Fatima, Venus, and Aphrodite. So all those symbols that I have described, and there's other symbols that you can find in a Cimaruta, other milagros that you will find in a Cimaruta, they all are aspects or feminine aspects of a moon deity, a moon spirit, a feminine moon spirit. And a Cimaruta, as I've stated, is always found on silver, which is a feminine, the feminine metal of the feminine energy. All my charms, my collares, each one is blessed, charged, and consecrated differently depending on the purpose. This one again is for protection from the evil eye. Many strega, which is from Italy, use this as a symbol of that they are part of a coven. Okay, so I just want to say that, I bless and I charge and I consecrate every charm or every amulet or collar, rosary, depending on, not everyone is, blessed, charged, and consecrated in a similar fashion, but I make sure that I take my time that these charms receive the energies of what that charm or that talisman or amulet is for. And this is for a client, so I'm charging it. I charged it with the heat of the sun, and now I'm going to bless it with the moon, and sometimes I will bless, charge, and consecrate in a brujeria more tradition, and other times, which I will do with this also, in an espiritual, spiritual, more, like the way Latinos do it, more of a Latino way, which is going to probably be the last part of this video. I wasn't really going to concentrate on this charm, but it is beautiful, and I thought it would be just a beautiful, add-on to my channel to talk about La Ruda and the Cimaruta or the Cimaruta. Ruda, bendita, poderosa y milagrosa, que en el monte Calvario por las lágrimas de María derramaste, lágrimas por mí, cambia lo malo hacia lo bueno. Quien va al monte y no coge la ruda, va a la Virgen y no la saluda. Me hago un baño contigo, ruda poderosa, dadme suerte, salud y por supuesto dinero. Por las gotas de la sangre que derramó el Rey de los Reyes, te pido derrames en mí fortuna, atención, trabajo y progreso. En todas las situaciones, tráeme prosperidad al momento de bañarme con estas aguas benditas, para que derrames sobre mí prosperidad, suerte y aleje el sufrimiento. Así pido, ruda bendita, que me des suerte y trabajo, que entre felicidad y dicha en mi cuerpo y en mi alma. Y para los demás también, que las envidias son malas, y así todas contentos disfrutamos de su gracia, ruda, verde y perfumada, planta poderosa y mágica, que posees el poder de transformar lo negativo en positivo, y que donde quiera que te tenga, eres augurio de suerte. Tu secreto es sin igual, mágico, fuerte, divino y poderoso. Yo te atenderé y cuidaré de ti, Nunca te faltará nada, ni buena tierra ni agua fresca, para que crezcas sana y lozana. Y al igual que tú creces, crecerá mi fortuna y buena suerte. No hay comparación alguna de las plantas sencillas. Tú eres sin igual, tú eres la reina. Nos libera de todo mal y nos trae fortuna. Por eso tu ayuda espero, regando tu agua en mi puerta, para que al estar abierta entre el amor y el dinero. Gracia poderosa Ruda, planta que todo transmita hacia la fortuna. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo, yo te bendigo. Okay, so in closing, I just want to say that each brujo, each person that does talismanes, amulets, we often bless it differently depending on what the amulet or the talisman is used for. We bless it, we consecrate it, we remove any energy, any negative energies that it may have before the client has it. We consecrate it. A lot of times you will see a Latino brujo also use tabaco instead of incense. They can use incense, but oftentimes they will take a tabaco and they will, blow tabaco smoke on it. Okay, a lot of times they will take rum and they will splurge it with rum. They will use agua florida. Okay, they will use one of their favorite colognes. It depends. A lot of brujos like to use spiritual colognes. I don't like the botanica colognes. I like mine, these kind of colognes. This is what I will use, or Pompeia, or anything like that. Many times the amulet, the talisman, the charm is also, depending on what it's for, it's cleansed with an herbal elixir. And again, they add, or some will add some form of oil, okay, some form of holy oil, and they will, sprinkle the charm or the talisman with an oil. Anyways, this is Sancista Brujo Luis. We also pray. We do a lot of prayer in it to make sure that we energize it, we consecrate it, we bless it. Anyways, this is Sancista Brujo Luis. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please share with your favorite social media, and please leave a comment down below. Santo Sanse, Sancista Brujo Luis.